You are watching the Experimental as Anything Lab Chat series presented by Jemima Ashley and Siobhan Joyce from the Business Experiment. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Business Experiment Lab Chats. I'm Siobhan Joyce and I'm here with Jemima Ashley. Together we're interviewing Alanna from Femeconomy. Hi Alanna.
Hi, how you going everyone?
We're great.
Hi, thank you for joining us. We're so excited to have you in the lab today.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited too. I managed to clean the house behind me. The rest of it's like a bomb, but you know, who cares?
Yeah, you've only got this much to kind of deal with. You're all right, babe. We totally understand. Business real, we get it. So first of all, I'm sure that all of our listeners and watchers today have definitely come across Femeconomy, but let's pretend they haven't. Can you tell us a little bit about Femeconomy and also about particularly how you support gender equality in business?
Yeah, so Femeconomy is a website where we want you to shop brands with female leaders to create gender equality. Now, we came up with this idea because women make 85% of consumer purchase decisions. So in Australia in 2015-16, that was $198.9 billion. So, you know, that's a massive economic lever that we're not using to advance gender equality. Now, the reason we want women to buy from brands with female leaders is because culture is led from the top. So if we put our money towards those brands, it's more likely that those companies will have less of a gender pay gap. They'll have more work flexibility, which helps men and women. But also the big thing is that if you go from no women on your board of directors to a 30% share, it's actually a 15% profit increase for a typical firm. So it actually means that there's more opportunities for everyone in the organisation, men and women. So we're really trying to mobilise the female economy to buy from female-led brands in order to help gender equality, which helps us all.
That's a whole lot of money, isn't it? That's a lot of money. And I mean, 85% of the purchases, that's a fair whack of stuff that's going into a house. And that's a huge amount of buyer's power that females have to buy from other females. Or men.
Know. If you just look at what you bought online the other night when you had a few drinks, like that's a lot of economic investment right there.
Oh, I love this. Oh, no goodness. So for our watchers, I had a confession session earlier about how I may have purchased. Okay, all right, full confession. I bought Cyndi Lauper Planned Parenthood supported t-shirt. Girls just want to have fundamental rights, which I'm really excited about. I bought a handbag from Harlequin Bell, which I'm very excited about. We had Andrew Sands on the podcast last year and bought one of his handbags that I've been eyeing off for a while. And the other one that I purchased was a CD called from an artist called Scott Cook, who's a good friend of mine. I love Scott. And one of the songs he has is called Fellas Get Out the Way. And it's about getting out of the way of women. You men have had their turn and they've messed it up at every turn. So let's get the women.
It's relevant to this chat today, Jemima, and that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, it was very relevant. And I may have had a few Sauv Blancs while sitting on the beach over Easter. And I regret nothing. And my bag is on the way. I'm very excited.
And when you think about it, it's supporting gender equality, right? So it's
all of those items have a huge theme to it. I don't know what was going on when I was at the beach, but I was all for this over the weekend. So you guys,
we've all just got to do our bit, and sometimes that involves drinking Sauv Blancs on the beach and going shopping.
Hashtag self-care if you're not doing it.
And on that point, Alanna, what I really love about what you've done, and you just touched on it, is there's so many people out there who are going, I really want to support gender equality and I just don't know how to do it. And by creating Femeconomy, you've kind of gone, let's take something that you already do, a role that women already play in the household or men already play in the household, and help them to use the power of their purchasing decisions to make change in society.
Yeah, it's about choosing sorbent over Kleenex. We all need loo paper, so which one are you going to choose? You may as well choose the one that supports female leaders and gender equality. So that's the thing, you know, everyone is ridiculously busy, and trying to advance gender equality on a daily basis by writing to politicians or, you know, attending a women's march, which was great, but it's, you know, an event that happens, once a year, that you have to shop all the time. So, and we're trying to educate people about making those educated choices. And also, I mean, for the companies that aren't there yet, it's not like a them and us thing. We want them to get there too, because then there's more opportunities for everyone. So when we first started this, we were pushing David Jones because only David Jones met our criteria, but now Maya does as well, and that's fantastic. So yeah, it's trying to just make every little shopping experience a bit empowering.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really demonstrating, like, as consumers, we have a lot of power. Like, you've just demonstrated it there. Like, you only had David Jones, and then now Maya was like, well, everyone's shopping at David Jones, so this is obviously important to people. Let's get on board. Like, I think that's totally awesome.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to, like, when Jade Collins, my co-founder, thought of the idea, around consumer activism, like, who is still buying caged eggs? Exactly. If we can save the chickens, we can save the chicks, I reckon. But yeah.
Awesome. Is that like a logo on a wall somewhere? Because that needs to be like your office wall. I want that in our office wall. That's amazing.
Yeah, I reckon.
When you write it down, though, it actually doesn't translate very well. Like, you have to actually say, if we can save chickens, we can save chicks. Like,
Yeah, that's gonna like, okay, we need to get a poultry farm and get that written on the wall. I get it. I hear it.
It needs imagery or something. But yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we obviously talk a lot about the business reel, Alanna, in everything that we do. What's been the biggest business reel moment for you to date?
There's probably two, actually, that I can think of. First, I think, when you first have an idea, you fall in love with it. You're in this honeymoon period of, my idea's so great, everyone's going to love it. And we applied for grants and waited for the outcome of those grants before we even really had a minimum viable product, because we were so in love with our idea. We learned two important lessons. One, no one loves your idea as much as you. You've got to sell it. And two, don't wait for anything. So don't wait for the outcomes of grants. Keep making decisions. Don't wait for people to get back to you. Keep building your network. And often what happens, we might have someone that we really, really want to connect with. They might say no, they might ignore us the first time, but the more people you connect with is the more people you connect with. And so often people then come into your network because they've heard, like in marketing speak, you need to tell people 3 times in order for them to actually listen to your message. It's the same when you're new and you're trying to tell people about yourself. So that's probably one thing. The other thing I think that's been a business reel moment for us was when we got our first troll. So that was actually quite exciting, because we were like, oh, people care about us enough to actually, have a voice against us. But I think for us, like, we actually come from a place of trying to understand what they're going through and why they have that opinion about what we're trying to do, and use it as an opportunity to educate and explain, rather than delete them or take them out of the conversation or anything like that. And if you come from a position of understanding and empathy and trying to work out why they're in that position, and sometimes I've actually agreed with them on things with points that they've made, I'm not disagreeing with them, it diffuses really quickly, and it also doesn't go any further. They don't then share it to their friends and go, look at this person that's going up against me, because you're actually not taking an oppositional stance. So that's actually worked really well for us, and hopefully it continues to go along that path. Hopefully we continue to engage them in the conversation and try and change people's minds.
Really great points there. And I was going to ask you generally how people have reacted to the fact that you are out there supporting female-only brands and supporting women in business and gender equality for women, and particularly the response from men, because we've seen lots of women out there who are talking about feminism, who are talking about these issues, who do have the trolls, or they've had quite a lot of backlash from women and men about the fact that they are supporting gender equality for women or supporting brands that are female owned only. Have you had any experiences like that, or was that something similar to the troll that you were talking about?
Yeah, so we've had the troll. The Daily Telegraph article, I think, had like 18 really negative comments, but it's just not something that I get upset about, because I have the fundamental belief that mobilising a female economy actually helps everyone. So I haven't spoken to one millennial that doesn't want more workplace flexibility. I don't know any husband that wouldn't want his wife to get paid what she's worth, to have more money for the whole family and in retirement. Like, it's actually, we're talking to the female consumer because they make 85% of consumer purchase decisions and they're our market. But in no way do we want to make people feel marginalised or that we're going to take over the world. We just want more opportunities for everyone and celebrate the female leaders that we've met, because often you don't hear their stories. So I think the thing with female leaders is we've sort of got this idea that if you want a career, you need to follow a traditional linear career path, and if you do A, B and C, you'll get to D. But with all the female leader interviews that we do, it proves every single time that's not the case. They go into childcare, they go in and out of jobs, they're in different industries, and that broad experience actually makes them the leader that they are. And so we're just trying to also raise awareness that you can be a leader, and it doesn't have to be staying within a particular company and have your CV go like this with the positions that you're getting. It just, we're trying to sort of, get some business real around that.
Awesome.
One of the things that we've seen a lot of, and that you sort of touched on as well, is that we learnt very quickly is to not read the comments. And one of the things that we just kind of got used to was, okay, that can be your opinion. I mean, it's pretty wrong, and I don't think many people would agree with you, and you can be very brave on the laptop, but, just to ignore the comments as much as you can as well. And just, I think we heard from Gemma Lloyd from Diversity City Careers, and she just said that she no longer reads the comments, and we went, we're going to follow suit after reading some pretty choice words about us.
Yeah. Who are they? Who cares? Do they have any impact in your day-to-day life? And if what you're doing is important or fun or interesting or innovative, then, I think you've just got to have the self-confidence and self-belief that it's going to be okay.
And the thing is, when you're out there and you're making change and you're a change maker, particularly if you're making big, innovative change, there are always going to be people who don't agree with you. And if you're so caught up in being liked or pleasing everybody, it's actually going to dilute from your purpose. And so this has been a topic of conversation that's come up a lot recently around the fact that sometimes when you're going out there to make the change, you need to actually detach from wanting to be liked or pleasing everyone. Because otherwise, when you think about the most inspirational change makers in the world, if they had have been caught up with what everybody thinks about what they're doing, they probably wouldn't have achieved what they actually achieved. So it's about having the courage, and I think that's what you demonstrate as well. What you're talking about, know your purpose, understand the benefits of what you're doing, and have the courage to go out there and continue to be who you need to be to make the change that's important in the world in order to achieve your end result.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, it comes back to, like, I've got a 2-year-old son, a 4-year-old, 5-year-old daughter, and I want them to have the same opportunities. And I also don't want my son to have to fit into this male stereotype where he feels like he can't talk about things, where sensitivity is seen as a weakness. I think this is again comes back to our belief that the gender equality is going to be better for both sexes. So it's I grew up in central Queensland, and I've got mates that friends of friends where the boys go to the pub and then they commit suicide because they feel like they can't talk about what's actually going on in their lives. And if gender equality also helps with a bit of that, then that's fantastic. Like, how can it be a bad thing?
Absolutely. So we have a bit of a funny question for you, Alanna. Jemima, would you like to ask the funny question?
This is my personal favourite. I say I asked, but it's really just mine. My absolute personal favourite part of Lab Charts is we like to put out a funny question to end on. So, we've obviously already spoken about a little bit of a drunk shopping adventure that I've had. So let's say we would have a few more wines, maybe at the Femeconomy Christmas party. What song should we all learn the dance moves to and perform at your Christmas party for 2017?
So I would actually pick David Bowie's Let's Dance because he's a legend, because it's got instructions, let's dance, and also because it pays tribute It's to my childhood growing up in pubs. So I don't know if you've seen the film, but it's just all like people like grooving around the pub, you know, like this, which is honestly like some of those people I'm sure I met in our pubs that we used to run back home. So it's actually, yeah, it's funny. He's a groover and yeah, let's dance.
I'm a huge fan of Bowie, so this is awesome. But I just love that you're like, you girls are going to need something with instructions. You girls need something you can just kind of bop to. I was like, that's us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't make it complicated. You know, I was expecting like, you know, I learnt the salt and pepper dance. I know the salt and pepper, know a few of their dances. I know Backstreet's Back by the Backstreet Boys. I know Bye 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 by NSYNC. So, I mean, let's do it. 2017.
Right, I'll raise you Backstreet Back. I know the moves to that as well. I've got other people that know the moves. It'll take me back to year 11 and 12 at school. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Let's do this Christmas party.
You guys invite us to the Christmas party.
I really hope that the camera went onto Jemima while she was doing the claw then, because that was awesome.
That was great.
That's my favourite bit. If you're going to do it, you're going to do the, like, you're going to do the claw bit. It's not fun otherwise.
Did you have a favourite Backstreet Boy?
Brian or Nick Carter, they were my two.
I was all about Kevin.
Oh, yeah, the beard. Yeah. I'm a bit of a beard lover.
The height, yeah. I'm like an Amazonian, so it's the height.
Yeah, he's all right. He's okay. Did you have a favourite NSYNC guy?
I didn't really know them. I was totally on the Backstreet Boys bandwagon.
What? That's awesome. We need. All right, I'm gonna send you some CDs. I'm on it. Get you going. How do you not be into NSYNC? Un-Australian.
Is that the Justin Timberlake one?
Yeah, he was one of them. Yeah, actually, now that I'm saying all these bold things, I'm like, I can't remember any of their names other than Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, let's boy band it later. We'll chat offline.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Alanna. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, all things Femeconomy and also boy bands.
And drunk shopping.
We love our job. This is how conversations happen, right? So for those who are interested in shopping with Femeconomy and checking out more about what you're all about, where can they find you?
Femeconomy.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks girls. Have a great day.
Thanks, Alanna. Lovely to have you on the show. Bye.